I want to share with you today a tip that I use all the time, and that is how to get the most straight edges and especially transition edges when we're going from an edge that may be a bit uneven and we want to do a border, or we're working a cardigan and we want to work along a slanted or v-neck neckline, and we've kind of got a rough edge to work from that's very different from working into, say, like any regular crochet stitch, or along an edge like this where we want to do a border, but we really want to make sure that this edge is nice and crisp. And so I want to show you this method I use now for the straightest edges ever. Now for this example, I'm just going to take some fabric from that circle leaf stitch, and I'm going to work along the edge here. But like I said, you can use this for any project that you want to do. And I'm simply going to start in a cryptic area. You might be starting in a corner if you're working something in a pattern, but we're just going to start right on this fabric. I'm going to join a contrasting color of yarn so that we can see what we are doing here. And this, I'm going to be using the purple today. So I am simply going to join my yarn with a chain one. We're going to slip stitch through here and then slip chain one. And now I'm going to get started with this really clean edge. This is a way to work one round and have a really clean edge to either finish off a project or have a straight transitional edge to work a border or anything else like ribbing. So I'm going to go into where I joined and we're going to do a single crochet stitch. And this is our very first stitch, and you can mark it if you're working in the round or you need to know where that stitch is in your pattern. Now to do this straight edge stitch, we are going to go through this left bar here. So this left bar on the single crochet, we're going to go through there. And then we're going to go through the next spot on our fabric. So this could be a defined stitch, like a single or double crochet stitch, or if you're working along the edge of the fabric, just to the next spot, keeping the spacing as even as possible. Now we're going to pull up that loop and also pull it through the first loop on our hook. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through two. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to go through that left bar, insert into the next space, yarn over and pull up a loop, pull that loop through the first loop on the hook, yarn over and pull through two. That's the steps to this. This is not too difficult to do. So through that left bar, into the next space, pull up a loop and pull through the first loop on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through two. And we can already see how this is starting to come together nicely. We've got these defined stitches on the edge here that we can work into for the next round if we want to, but we also have this straight edge happening here that really makes our fabric look nice and crisp along this edge if you were finishing it out, or if you were getting ready to do ribbing. This is a great straight transitional edge. I'm going to do a few more stitches here so we can really see what it looks like and see all the benefits we get from creating a straight edge. And look at that, look how nice that is along that edge. You might kind of find on the underside, depending on how far you're reaching down into your fabric, you might see a little bit of that. But especially if you are using the same color, you're not really going to notice at all. And you can be a little bit right here. I may have gone down to my fabric too far, but you can notice you're not seeing it over here. So it all depends on where you insert, but it still looks way better than using something else. So this is what you can use all the way around to do borders. I also like to use this before, even if I'm using the same color, before doing any type of blanket border. I just think it gives it a nice line. So you see this line going here that was created by doing that straight edge, and then I did the blanket border. Another example, a transitional example, is to do ribbing. I'm going to show you this piece that I've been working on here, and this is just the start of a yoke. So this is the start of a yoke for another circle leaf summer top, and you can see where we've got that nice transition before we're starting into our stitch pattern. So working along the unedge, it just looked like this, the ribbing edge, which is really bumpy, and taking this edge and making it look a lot straighter before we go into starting a stitch pattern. This straight clean edge is just the perfect toolkit to have when you want to up the level of your crochet and have it just look nice and clean. I hope you enjoy using this straight edge technique in your projects, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and come back for more fun tips soon.